Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I had a comment about something that Mario said earlier, the telephone caller said, and Spike talked about. There are a lot of young black folks who'd like to get into the business side of entertainment as well as the legal side of entertainment who have top-notch credentials. And what we need is we need artists like Spike, and I single him out particularly because I believe he has an attorney who is here at a firm in New York because he put his foot down and said, this sister must represent my work. And I think until workers like you, artists like you, producers like you, demand that there are black attorneys, CPAs, and managers who are apprentices and who work with the top executives in Hollywood and in New York, we will never have the opportunity. And as far as what Monica said about building institutions, that's what is required behind the scenes to build institutions as well as in front of the camera.
You're right. All right. Let me just say, one of the things, because of the success of Spike and the Hudlins, my first feature, I was hired by 2 black producers, George Jackson and Doug McHenry, who made it possible for me to be here. So we're slowly finding our way.
Are you,
my brother is now starting to do producing. You know, we're slowly getting over there.
Right. Are you with CAA or William Morris or any of the big guys?
I'm with ICM.
ICM.
Yeah.
Spike?
I don't have an agent, no manager.
Now,
the Hudlin Brothers, both our financial manager and our attorney is black.
Right. Spike, why aren't you represented by one of those mainstream people?
Well, out of film school, I had an agent for like a cup of coffee. One at William Morris and one at ICM. But they really had no interest in me. That just cemented my mind. I have to go out and do it, you know, with the people I was with and not rely on an agency.
Spike, I respect what you're doing very much, and in regards to Do the Right Thing, very critically acclaimed, very popular across the country. Now, one thing, getting back to the Oscars, I know it was a big deal. Kim Basinger made such a big deal on the Academy Awards. You weren't even nominated for Best Director. I mean, was this, do you think it's a major step back in American black filmmaking, or, you know, how about the future for that?
No, I don't think that the Academies has anything really to do with the future of black cinema. You know, we'll get one once in a while. I was glad Denzel won. But we really, I mean, that's really not, I hope it's not our goals or concern whether we get an Academy Award or not.
May I present Mario at Work. Here is a scene from New Jack City. He's Detective Stone in this film, and a scene with Ice-T and Judd Nelson. Watch here.
Ice-T came to me, and I always thought if you woke him up at 6 in the morning, he wouldn't talk like that. Ice-T came to me and he said, "Yo, Hops, we should retitle this movie Killing Up Stuff." And we should make a sequel to this mother called Killing Up More Stuff.
Are you there, caller? I'm glad you waited. Go ahead.
Hi, Phil. I'm a white mother with a 17-year-old daughter, and I will absolutely not allow my daughter under any circumstances to go see the movie New Jack City.
Now, hang on a minute. Let her make her point here.
Not because I love Mario Van Peebles and all that. It's not because of the fact that I'm white and the movie's about black people. It's because the mothers in my neighborhood they talk about the dangers of going to see this movie more than the people did in general about the Persian Gulf, the war in the Persian Gulf. That's how they compare it.
Yeah, from what? Are you calling from one of the boroughs?
I'm calling from Comac, Long Island.
And
so it was insidious.
The woman read the paper, for God's sake. A kid got killed by a Uzi. You gonna laugh at her for this fear?
Phil, I'm not scared. I've been to see the movie.
Hang on just a second,
The
please.
media spin on this is really insidious. It's trying to create a public perception that it's more dangerous to go see our movies.
Yes.
Now, why? I mean, for the first time, we're making money, we're reaching our people, telling our own stories and our own culture in unprecedented numbers, and this media spin is trying to undermine that.
I'll tell you what else. This woman is calling from Long Island, where a kid was killed after a Godfather movie.
Exactly.
Would you send your child to see Godfather? Which number are we on here? 3.
What I said, I've seen both movies. I love the movie New Jack City, but in my opinion, you know...
You don't want to risk your baby's life in what might ensure.
You can relax. Everybody's gone to see it now. There's been no incidences since the weekend. You don't need your flak vest. Don't believe everything. Don't believe the hype. In New Jack City, In New Jack City, Judd Nelson says this drug epidemic is not a white thing, it's not a black thing, it's a death thing. Let me, Spike, say what
you know,
you
I don't have fault with that lady. You know why? Because, like Wanda said, it's what you read in the papers, and people leave this. White people come up to me today and say how much they love Do the Right Thing. I always make a point. Did you see it in a movie theater? They say no, they saw it on videotape. They saw it on videotape because the media said that this film is going to cause riots all across the country when it's released. And so people stayed away.
And no one called up. None of the media apologized.
Yeah.
None of the media ever said it didn't cause any riots. They never called back to say they were wrong.
I gotta tell you something.
And if the movie's in the white theater, then in their own neighborhood, then they say, okay, we'll just play
I
out
saw
the Six
Superman
Flags.
in New York, and there was a riot, and no one said it was about Christopher Reeve changing his pantyhose.
And we'll be back in just a moment.